Welcome to our countdown of the 10 most terrifying historical horror incidents. These true stories will chill you to the bone and make you question the very nature of humanity. We're about to delve into the darkest corners of history, where the lines between fact and fear blur. From plagues that ravaged entire continents to unsolved mysteries that continue to haunt us today, these stories will stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Prepare yourself, because the truth we're about to uncover is far more terrifying than anything you could ever imagine. Let the countdown begin. The snow falls silently, a picturesque blanket over the Sierra Nevada mountains. But for the Donner Party, it's a shroud, a harbinger of their doom.
We were once hopeful families, pioneers seeking a new life in the West. Now trapped by the unforgiving winter, we're reduced to shadows of our former selves. The laughter of children, once a symphony of joy, is now replaced by whimpers of hunger, their faces gaunt, their eyes hollow. The whispers started subtly, a creeping paranoia that festered in the close confines of our makeshift shelters. We eye each other with suspicion, the once unthinkable now a horrifying possibility. The snow deepens, and with each passing day so does our desperation. The line between sanity and madness blurs, and the true horror of our situation begins to reveal itself.
The air crackles with fear, thick with suspicion, and laced with the scent of burning wood. The village is shrouded in an atmosphere of dread, where every shadow seems to whisper secrets of dark deeds.
They call me a witch, a vessel of evil, but I am nothing more than a woman, falsely accused, trapped in a web of lies spun from fear. My heart aches with the injustice, my soul cries out for the truth to be seen. The eyes of my neighbors, once filled with warmth, now burn with fanaticism. Their gazes pierce through me, filled with a fervor that blinds them to reason. Their whispers follow me like shadows, their accusations like stones hurled at my back. Each word, each glance is a dagger to my heart, a reminder of the betrayal by those I once trusted. The court is a stage, the accusers actors in a macabre play, their cries of possession echoing through the chambers. The walls reverberate with their venomous words, each one a nail in my coffin. Their twisted words become truth, their hysteria a contagion that infects the minds of the righteous. The frenzy spreads like wildfire, consuming all in its path. The flames lick at my feet, the heat searing my skin, but it is the coldness in their eyes that chills me to the core. The fire may burn my body, but it is their hatred that scorches my soul. In the heart of Salem, innocence is a flickering candle, easily extinguished by the winds of paranoia. The darkness encroaches, threatening to snuff out the light of truth and justice forever.
The wind howls across the slopes of the Ural Mountains, a constant companion on our journey. We are young, filled with the spirit of adventure, our laughter echoing through the vast emptiness.
But something is changing. A feeling of unease settles upon us, a prickling at the back of our necks. There are sounds in the night, whispers carried on the wind, and shadows that move just beyond the reach of our firelight. Fear has become our constant companion. We are lost, disoriented, hunted by an unseen force. Our breaths come in ragged gasps, our hearts pounding against our ribs like trapped birds.
The stench of death hangs heavy in the air, a suffocating blanket over our once peaceful village. The Black Death has come, a ravenous beast feasting on the flesh of the living. The bells toll endlessly, a mournful dirge for the departed. Each chime is a hammer blow to my heart, a reminder of the loved ones I've lost, their faces now pale and lifeless. Fear has twisted our souls, turned neighbor against neighbor. We see demons in the eyes of the afflicted, hear the devil's whispers in the delirious ramblings of the dying. Desperate for salvation, we cling to superstition, to flagellation, to any glimmer of hope that might appease God's wrath. But the plague shows no mercy. It spreads like wildfire, consuming everything in its path, leaving behind only despair and the echoing silence of a dying world. The fog clings to Whitechapel like a shroud, its tendrils snaking through the gaslight, obscuring the cobblestone streets in an eerie glow. It whispers of secrets, of shadows, of a killer who moves unseen, leaving only horror in his wake. They call him Jack the Ripper, a phantom, a nightmare made flesh. His presence is felt in every shadow, every whisper of the wind.
I am the one tasked with stopping him, with bringing light to this darkness. The weight of this mission bears heavily on my shoulders, but the closer I get, the more elusive he becomes. Each victim, another piece in a gruesome puzzle. Their vacant eyes stare up at me, accusing, pleading for justice. But with every clue, every shadow I chase, the fog in my own mind thickens. Doubt creeps in, clouding my judgment. Am I the hunter or have I become the hunted? The line between reality and the nightmare blurs, and I fear that in the heart of this darkness, I too may lose myself. The stakes have never been higher. The Ripper's reign of terror has only just begun, and so the hunt continues, deeper into the fog.
The air inside the tomb is heavy, thick with the dust of ages, and an oppressive silence that seems to hum with unseen energy. We are the first to set foot in this sacred space for millennia, drawn by the allure of treasure and the promise of uncovering history.
But something lurks in the shadows of this forgotten tomb, an ancient power angered by our intrusion, awakened after centuries of slumber. One by one, we succumb to the curse. Strange illnesses, freak accidents, whispers in the darkness driving us to the brink of madness. The ancient Egyptians believed in the power of curses, and now we are living proof of their terrifying reality.
A lone figure stumbles through a labyrinthine corridor, desperately searching for an exit, for salvation. He can hear the rasping breath of something inhuman close behind him. There is nowhere left to run. The music swells, a hypnotic rhythm that pulses through the streets, echoing off the stone walls and filling the air with an almost tangible energy, infecting the minds and bodies of all who hear it. They call it a plague, but it feels like a possession, an unseen force that grips the soul and refuses to let go. A madness that takes hold and refuses to let go. I can see it in their eyes, the wild, unseeing gaze of those who have surrendered to the rhythm. Their bodies move with a frantic energy, as if driven by an unseen hand. Their faces contorted in expressions of ecstasy and agony. The urge to dance, to move, to lose myself in the frenzy is almost unbearable. Claws at the edges of my mind. I fight against it, but the music burrows deeper, its tendrils wrapping around my thoughts, worming its way into my soul. Around me they collapse, their bodies giving out under the strain, their bodies spent, their minds shattered by the relentless rhythm. But still, the music plays on, an unending torment, an insidious siren song that promises only oblivion. How long can I resist the call of the dance, the pull of the music that seems to promise release, before my body betrays me, and I too succumb to the madness? The question haunts me as I struggle to hold on to my sanity. The year is 1590. We are the first English settlers to brave this new world, to carve a life from this untamed wilderness. But the island holds secrets, whispers of ancient spirits and shadows that move just beyond the firelight. Centuries later, we seek answers to the mystery of Roanoke, to unravel the fate of those who vanished without a trace. Each artifact we unearth, each piece of evidence, only deepens the enigma. Their voices linger in the wind, whispers on the breeze, a chorus of the lost reaching out across the centuries. Something drove them from this place, something sinister and unknown. Croatoan. The scratching came at night. At first, a subtle annoyance against the silence. Then, whispers, disembodied voices that seemed to seep from the very walls of our home. We are prisoners in our own house, haunted by an unseen entity that delights in torment. They call her the Bell Witch, a malevolent spirit that has plagued our family for generations. She pulls at our hair, pinches our skin, leaving behind icy chills and the lingering scent of decay. Each attack grows bolder, more violent. Fear has become our only companion, the silence a suffocating weight pressing down on us. We are trapped in a nightmare, and the witch seems to grow stronger with each passing day. She's here. The plague has ravaged London, leaving behind a trail of death and despair. Now, as if God himself has forsaken us, the great fire consumes all that remains, turning our beloved city into a smoldering ruin. But something far more sinister than flames stalks the shadows. The plague has awakened a darkness, a malevolent force that feeds on the chaos and fear that consume our city. We thought we were fleeing the fire, but we have stumbled into a nightmare far more terrifying. The line between the living and the dead blurs amidst the flames, and the creatures of the night rise to claim their due. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling stories from history. Stay safe, and remember, sometimes the truth is scarier than fiction. We've explored the darkest corners of history, uncovering the chilling reality of humanity's capacity for both good and evil. From plagues and possessions to unsolved mysteries and ancient curses, these stories remind us that the line between our world and the realm of nightmares is thin indeed. Sleep well and remember, sometimes the past is best left buried.